Well, hello, my fabulous friends. I hope you're doing well. I suppose you're wondering why I have a chakra chart here when the thumbnail and the headline says the Antichrist. Soon you'll find out why this is here. So, first of all, what is the Antichrist? Well, Antichrist means against Christ. Doesn't mean the opposite of Christ, it means against Christ. And it means, I don't want to make this a religious thing at all. And so that's why I'm choosing my words carefully. So the Antichrist is somebody who is against Christ. Are they Satan? Are they the devil? Are they the jinn? Are they archons? No. The Antichrist is actually Ahriman. Now, who the hell is Ahriman, you say? Well, there's Ahriman, there's Christ, and then there's Lucifer. Are these real people? No. In this context. If you want to believe that Jesus is a real man, that's fine. If you don't believe he's a real man, that's fine too. That's not going to change this teaching. So, as a concept, there's Ahriman, there's consciousness, there's Christ consciousness, and there's Lucifer consciousness, are also called hedoism. Now, how do they affect you? Well, first of all, if you have seen me talk about this before, you know exactly where I'm going. We have the 7 main energy centers. You could even call them the consciousness in our body. We have more than 7, but these are the 7 main ones. Now we have 3 on top, and this is your Ahriman, and we have 3 on the bottom, and this is your Lucifer, and then we have the heart, and this is your Christ consciousness. Okay, so before we get started, I want to point out something to you. So the root chakra, everybody has seen this for your chakras. It goes root, sacral, solar plexus, heart, throat, third eye, and crown. And chakra just means wheel. And that's because that's your consciousness moving around. All right. Now, everybody has seen this, and everybody then assumes the red one is at the base of your spine. It's not. If you look at the ancient pictures, that's why the legs are crossed. The root chakra is at your feet, at your ankles. Look at where the root chakra is placed, at the ankles. The sacral chakra, so this should be moved down, is your sacrum. That's why you have when you break your tailbone, they call it the sacrum, your sacral chakra. Your solar plexus is your belly button. That's where you were attached, and that's what breaks and you get your silver cord, but that's still your attachment to the sun, to your soul. Your heart chakra, this is love, this is healing, this is your Christ consciousness, and it's in the middle. It's a balance. Your throat chakra is your communication. That's where you learn to talk and communicate. Your third eye chakra is your awareness. That's your instincts. Let's call them your instincts. And your crown chakra, which actually sits on top of your head, not in your head. It's right on top of your head. That's why it's called a crown. That's why royalty wears a crown. They're showing you that they are more attached to God than you, right? Look at the royalty in England. They're the head of the English church, of the Anglican church. There they are. And that's your spirituality. You have a very, very important one about a foot or two above this one, and it's white. And that's where you talk. That's where you order. I call it the post office, because you can order things to the universe from there when you go up there. But I digress. And you also have another one down here that's brown, that's connected deep into the earth. So your silver cord runs through all of these, and you cannot die until this silver cord breaks. Once this silver cord breaks, then you're dead. So when people say they have had near-death experiences, they perhaps have gone up to their white or above, but they have not died. They're not near death. They've just moved on to the white or above chakras. Because you can't, you until this silver cord breaks, you will live. You will live. All right. Okay, so that's the basics on the chakras. So now we're going to talk about the Antichrist, which is again against Christ. So remember, our heart chakra, this is our Christ consciousness, not a person, our Christ consciousness. And it's right in the middle because it's a balance of Ahriman, which is mind, and Lucifer, or hedonism, which is body. So we have mind, body, soul. Okay? So we want to balance these all the time. Now, we have just come out of 200 years of earth energy. And this is where Lucifer is. This is your root chakra, where you are very materialistic. Your sacral chakra, you are very over hypersexed, or you do things for sex, or a sex worker, or sex is very prominent in your life. Solar plexus chakra is when you control other people, you don't listen to your intuition. Perhaps you eat too much, because this is near your belly button, near your stomach area. You can also look at it this way. This is your heart chakra. This is your heart and lungs. Your heart and lungs right here. All right. So this is your stomach down. This is your body. So and then this is your arms and up to your head. Okay. So when you live just for the body, just for material gain, your root chakra is just material gain. If you just live for material gain, or if this is out of balance, maybe you're in debt all the time. Your sacral chakra, maybe you are hypersexed, undersexed, watch a lot of porn, anything like that, anything that digresses against what is. Listen, I don't judge what consenting adults want to do behind closed doors is their own business, but it does affect your soul. Okay, that's all I'm going to say about that. Your solar plexus chakra, this is your stomach area, your digestion. You ever get that? You call it my gut feeling. Or when something's not right and you're really upset, it's your stomach, or this is fight or flight, you'll get diarrhea, right? So this is your body. And this has been, these last 200 years have been ruled by Lucifer. And who's Lucifer? Well, Lucifer was a fallen angel, if you want to call this story. I just call it Lucifer because it's not really Satan. It's the consciousness. Okay, so it's not Satan per se. It's the consciousness of Lucifer, of gluttony. You think of your 7 sins: your gluttony, your envy, your pride, all of those can be rooted in your chakra, the opposite of what you should do for your chakra. All right. So this is, envy. What's the commandment? Do not covet thy neighbor's wife. That's the sacral chakra. So these last 200 years, which bring us back to 1820, because it shifted in 2020. Okay. We shifted from earth to air in 2020. So these last 200 years, what have we seen? We've seen the industrial age. We've seen brand new countries grow, prosperous countries. We've seen a development of the earth. We've seen railroads. We've seen right before that, the 200 years before that, when water was running, it was all shipping. They sailed the ocean blue and conquered the world through the oceans. The East India Company, the British company, that was the pirates. The waterways ruled the world. Then we started settling in this great big continent called North America. We started developing vehicles, pulling oil out of the earth, gold rushes, but it was build, 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 prosperous, prosperous, prosperous. Nobody cared. They destroyed the earth. Many animals went extinct. We almost lost all the buffalo, and that was all out of greed and out of survival. So you think about some of the economic engines of the world. Well, they came to North America, this brand new land, and it was all about survival. All about survival. We have to remember, Canada wasn't really Canada until 1867. 1820, United States was still a very, very young country. From 1776, they weren't even 50 years old. So we were all in root chakra, uh, um, consciousness, survival, build, build, build. Sacral chakra. Look at make babies, make babies. Look at the families that had 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12, 13 kids. Get married, make babies, because we need people to work on the farm. We need, we got to get this done. And then the solar plexus chakra. So you would almost say these last bit of the earth energy, especially I would say last 80 years, maybe even 100. What did we do? We industrialized our food. And look at the obesity problem that we have now. And I'm sorry, I'm not into body positive. I don't have a perfect body, but you cannot say an obese body is healthy, because it's not. It's not natural. It's not nature. There's no obese giraffes. There's actually even no obese elephants. They're big animals, but they aren't obese. There's no obese lions. There's no obese birds. They all just eat what nature provides for them and their normal diet. And so you look at this, we've been living in Luciferian energy for the last 200 years. And since 2020, what has come to the forefront? Well, what about all the trafficking rings? What about all the really perverse things that have been going on with children and grown adults? What about all the transgender? So we're going from earth energy, from all this different kind of sexual gratification. I'm not saying you're sinning. I'm just saying you're going against nature. Okay, I know I'm going to get, I know I am, but whatever. This is important information. So from 2020, for the next 200 years, we're going into air. So look at the transition in these last 5 to get here. What's going on? Mental illness with sexuality. Sorry, it is. What's going on? We're starting to notice the poisons in our food. What's going on? We're starting to realize we've got too much. We've made too much. The oceans are polluted. I'm not saying climate change. I'm saying we're starting to realize what these last 200 years of Luciferian has done to us. Here's the Christ consciousness, the love, the healing, the balance, the heart chakra, the balance. Okay, we'll get to that. So now we're going into mind. Now we're going into Ahriman. Man. So let's talk about Ahriman, because a lot of people know about Lucifer, about the fallen angel. He's not Satan. He's a soldier of Satan, wanting to push what's negative to us, to create hell on earth. All right, so let's talk about Ahriman. Where did Ahriman come from? Ahriman is actually a ancient Persian idea, ancient Zoroastrian Persian idea, that an Ahriman is mind, is when your mind is all messed up. And what in modern terms, it's also technology. They think Ahriman actually is the ancient Atlantean problem. Ahriman was the one who flipped the ancient Atlanteans, and then it destroyed their culture, and they had to start all over again. So Ahriman is the same thing. It's evil thinking. It's Ahriman is the true Antichrist. It's against Christ. Not that the Antichrist is Satan. Antichrist is not Satan. Satan is his own thing. But Satan does have soldiers, and Ahriman is a soldier. And you think about this, what's the mind? What's air? Mind. So here's our bodies are all messed up. We're eating too much. But what about the mind? Well, what can we do with our mind? Look at the throat chakra, shutting down free speech. Like, can't you see that starting already? Cutting down speech, hate speech, hate speech. Look at how that started already. We're only 5 years into air. Look at the third eye chakra. Now, this is your mental. This is actually where your mind, well, what we call the mind, works. And look at the mental illness that we've got going on. And if you look, mental illness is right here with this sexuality. I'm not saying gay people are have mental issues. I'm not saying that at all. This has nothing to do with gay and homosexuals and lesbians. This is the transgender that is going on, telling children, to cut their boobs off, telling, young boys to wear dresses. This is mental. This is mental. Also, going into it, and what about, oh, you can't say that man, did something to that young girl. That's racist. That's all mental. That's mental illness. When you can see with your eyes and know with your heart, it's wrong. It's unbalanced. It's echoes of Lucifer, but they try and shut you down. That's Ahriman. Also, your crown chakra. Look at how many that they have tried to disassociate from any kind of spirituality, or their spirituality becomes absolutely insane. Look at, Galactic Federation. A lot of this New Age stuff is absolutely mind-boggling. Look at, this is Islam. This is Islam. It's complete mind control. It is the spirituality that you're not allowed to say things about people. This is also Christianity. This is Judaism. This is anything that has control over your mind that is unbalanced, right? Nothing wrong with being spiritual. Absolutely not. Nothing wrong with being spiritual. It's when it's your everything. When it's your everything and you hold up, you start wars over it. Now, Ahriman is also technology. And look at this AI coming in. What's AI going to do? I don't think AI is going to take over, but you know what AI is going to do? It's going to make us lazy. It's going to make us lazy thinkers. It's going to make us lazy writers. It's going to make us lazy creators. Sure, it's great. I mean, I draw like a a 3-year-old on a good day. I can't, I can barely draw a circle. And so I like AI to, make a beautiful picture for me. But when we start getting real artists using it, now they're losing a lot of their connection to their spirituality, because I believe real art is spiritual. I believe it's a gift that comes in. I believe it's like a big cloud that you bump into, and then you bring it down into earth. Look at the throat chakra here. The AI is the way we communicate, the way we say things. Now you can write a whole blog post in matter of seconds. And is it throttled information? Is it correct information? So here comes Ahriman. Here comes Ahriman. And he is the Antichrist. Now, the ancient Persians, they say that Ahriman is actually going to become a person on earth. Ahriman, the Antichrist, the person who pulls us away from our heart, the Antichrist, is actually going to manifest on earth. And I think it's going to manifest through AI. I don't believe, because it's a consciousness, perhaps you can, and then you become like it's a zombie consciousness. It's somebody with no soul. So, for example, I think Soros is one down here, right? Perhaps is Elon up here? Look at space. SpaceX, he wants to put those things in your brain. He's controlling speech. Perhaps, I think he has a lot of this energy in him. And that's another thing. Ahriman's a trickster. Lucifer gives you something you want. Lucifer's addictions, body addictions. Lucifer's that cigarette, gives you some kind of pleasure out of it. Lucifer's that alcohol, that over drinking alcohol. Lucifer, gives you that sexual pleasure. You get something, a kickback from Lucifer. You get that hedonism. You get some kind of pleasure out of it. Out of having your speech throttled, I'm not too sure. Having AI tell you what to think, I'm not too sure you get any pleasure out of that. Having no spirituality, I don't think you get any pleasure out of that at all. Now, spirituality, I'm talking about your connection to the divine God, the creator, the universe. Just somebody that you think is not controlling you, just somebody is hierarchy, creator. To me, it's source energy, source creator. Mine is the sun. I have shown that many times in the tarot cards. The sun is soul. S-O-L is your S-O-U-L. I believe we come from the sun because the sun is energy. That's why you have your solar plexus. That's what they cut when you get here. And I believe you get cut from your solar plexus and you move into your heart. Babies are innocent. They're born innocent. That's what the whole, you're born innocent. For them to say you're born with sin is so wrong. Babies are completely innocent. All they've come with is some body functions and some instincts. Hungry, cry. Poopy pants, cry. Start to focus in on, touch, want cuddling. They come with some, and that's about it. And then this grows out. Okay. So the heart chakra, that's your Christ consciousness. So that's why I'm trying really hard not to make this a religious thing, because a lot of people are triggered by the words Christ consciousness. It's just that loving, balanced, you can call it sun consciousness if you want. It's just the heart chakra. And how many pictures have we seen of Jesus Christ, and he's holding a heart in his hand? They're telling you this is your heart chakra. This is Christ consciousness. What is Christ consciousness? Now we have to remember when Ahriman, when the ancients, this is like ancient Persia, Zoroastrian, he was the first I can't think of the word, brain and tongue connect. He believed in one God. So let's say it's the sun. But he also believed that if there's, because everything's dual, if there's a positive God, then there's a negative God. So if there's a good God, there's a bad God. Neither of them live on earth, but they have soldiers. All right. Ahriman is a soldier of the negative God. And what he is going to do, I think it's not the second coming of Christ. There is no such thing. That's just reincarnation. And it's not second, it's second thousand time. Because you just recycle. You go back to the sun and back to the sun and back, over and over and over. So when you live, I think Ahriman, when the ancients were saying he will be made physical on earth, I think that's our AI, because that's what he is. He's technology. So he will be a robot. He will be Hal from 2000, Space Odyssey. He will be he'll be over encompassing how we think, how we speak, what we can speak about, what we can't speak about. That's all this. We've got 200 years of this before, while he can take over that. We've got how many people are who doesn't believe in spirituality is communism, and look how it's growing. That's why I'm so against communism. There's zero spirituality in communism. Communism lives down here. No wonder it's all red. Work, 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 work. If your food is crap, there's no such thing as sexual freedom, but work, 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 work. Survive, 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 survive. Because there's no spirituality. There's no balance between these two. And look at the mind and the sacrum. So, people who say they have sexual addictions, it's the mind-body connection. And then the throat chakra to the solar plexus, well, you have to swallow your food, right? So when you don't pay attention to your throat chakra, to how much food you're swallowing, either way, overweight, underweight, right? And that's anorexia as well. You read a lot about anorexics or bulimia, and bulimics throw their food back out through their throat, or anorexics, they actually say they physically cannot swallow the food. Now, how to fight this Ahriman that's coming, that's going to manifest on earth, the Antichrist, against Christ consciousness, is to keep this balanced. How do you keep it balanced? Well, you, for one, just balance how your materialism, balance your sex drive, balance what you're putting in your stomach. Also start balancing your intuition. All the heart chakra all the Christ consciousness is living a balanced life. That's not a mediocre life. That's living mind, body, soul. So your mind, are you scrolling constantly on your phone? Are you believing everything you read on the internet? Do you have any kind of spirituality at home? Or if you do, is it way over the top? Is it your fundamentalists? This is fundamentalist. Doesn't matter what religion it is. This is monks that give everything up, give up the this world for this world. They're just as bad. They're agents of the Antichrist, because they don't have a balanced life. So I'm not just, this is Islam at its worst. Like, so, this is your new age gurus. This is your This is all your fundamentalists. You're Jewish, you're Christian fundamentalists, you're Islam, you're all of them, Buddhists, all of them, everybody who lives way over the top. Isn't that interesting? They call it over the top. This is your mind people. This is your engineers, your bookworms, your trust the science people. These are your scientists, and if they are out of balance, boy, what are they putting in your arm? Your throat chakras. There's somebody here. This is somebody who lies. This is somebody who connives. This is your snake oil salesman, because they're greedy for down here, so they aren't balanced. So how do you balance this? You keep the Antichrist away. Is stop your scrolling. Get outside. Get outside in nature. Look at the heart chakras green. Nature is healing. Spend more time outdoors. Spend more time out in the sunshine. Spend out more time. Look, we all live in these houses that are locked up tight now. Speak your mind. Speak your truth. Speak your mind. Don't shut other people up. Don't have such an open mind that your brains fall out. Connect to some spirituality, even if that is something as saying the Lord's Prayer every day. And as you know, the Lord's Prayer is a manifestation prayer. It's not just a Christian prayer. I've got a video on that. I'll put the link down there. It's our Father who art in heaven, meaning our own mind who lives up in heaven, up in the crown chakra, up in our white chakra. Our Father, so that's our Father, our Son, who art in heaven. Hallowed be thy name. Never say anything bad about yourself, ever. Don't say, I'm so stupid, I'm so fat, because you're going to create that. Hallowed be thy name. Never say anything bad about yourself. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. That's living a Christ-conscious balance. So thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. So as you think, you will manifest. Give us this day our daily bread. So give us only what we need. Go give us only what we need, our daily bread. Your giraffes aren't fat. Giraffes are unless they're sick, they aren't either underweight either. They eat exactly how much they need to eat. Forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. That's self-explanatory. You have anger in your heart about somebody, well, you're just going to create more of that. And forgive yourself for making mistakes. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil, means lead us not into one of these, but deliver us from evil, that we live in our heart chakra. Our temptation to be overbearing, our temptation to only live in the mind, our temptation to think, not listen to other people, our temptation to overeat, our temptation to have that affair, but deliver us from evil. So balance. For thine is the kingdom, the power and the glory forever and ever. Amen. So thine is the kingdom. I create my own kingdom. I have the power. I have the glory forever and ever. Amen. So there's your spirituality every day. Just say the Lord's Prayer. You balance that one out. Maybe learn something new every day. Nothing on AI or nothing on the internet. Actually pick up a book. Read I know the media, mainstream media is kind of goofy, but they do have like a lifestyle section or, something. If that's all you can afford. Throat chakra, sing. Balance your throat chakra out. Sing, hum. There's your heart chakra. Your heart chakra is balanced. You just have to balance your mind and your body. And especially now we're going into air. We're going to see technology. We're going to be bombarded more with brain chips, with chips you put in your hands so you can pay with your credit card, your ID chips. We're going to see a lot of that coming up. And that's all Ahriman. That's all Well, Elon, he's already started that. Space. Elon's all into space and everything. Tesla, one of the most amazing minds in the world, and so he lived a lot in his mind. He lived in spirituality, but his throat was throttled. He couldn't really say a lot, and look at how skinny he got. He never lived for the body. How do you we are out of earth, but you still need to balance your body. This is a weigh scale. So you think if this is the heart, here's this and this, you've got to keep them both balanced. And the heart chakra keeps it. And that's the heart chakra's job. The heart chakra is also, what is your heart telling you? People who are of the mind, too much of the mind, their brain rules their heart. So what is your heart telling you? Does your heart telling you this job is terrible for you? Maybe it's trying to nudge you towards a better job. Is your heart telling you this relationship is terrible? Is your body telling you this relationship is terrible? Somebody walks in the room and you get hairs on the back of your neck. Is your guru asking for another $1,000? Or to buy this, $2,000 crystal? Do you have a lot of rules around what you can say and what you can't say? Because living in that and participating with that is actually feeding the Antichrist or Ahriman. An interesting Ahriman is R-A-R-I, man. I think that's it. Ahriman or R-H-I. Anyways, there's the word air in there. Ahriman. And he started garnering strength 2020. The handover was in 2020. And what was in 2020? What got into our air from what were we supposed to do? Stay 6 feet apart on the earth because there's something in the air. That was the handover. He also rules that. He rules all that stuff. Anything really scientific. So you're going to see, I think we're going to see a lot of people heal their obesity and their body issues. Also, you know what? Overexercising is down here too. When you overexercise and you don't feed your mind, well, what do you get? You get the dumb jock, right? The stereotype dumb jock, or the guy who lifts weight. He's all muscled out, but he's actually pretty stupid. That's what happens there. So you can live totally in your body, or they are, I'm scientific, I'm a nutritionist, and they have no spirituality. They don't understand the mind-body connection. So there's many ways this can be unbalanced. And every time you live this unbalanced life, you're feeding the Antichrist or against Christ. And that's just against the balance in your life. It's against the Christ consciousness, which is just, who is Christ? Christ is the Son, the S-U-N. So look and see what nature's trying to tell you. If your body's overweight, you eat too much. If it's underweight, you don't eat enough. If this aches and that aches, you don't move it enough. If this aches and that aches, maybe you move it too much and you need to give it a rest. It's up to you. You have to listen to it. Are you bored? Or do you scroll too much? Just listen. Just listen. Your heart will tell you what direction to go. So if you want to beat the Antichrist, just live in your heart. Green. Health, healing, love. Balance, 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 balance. That's why I harp on mind, body, soul. Mind, body, soul. Balance, balance, balance. because we're going into air and we're only 20 years into it, and it's only going to get worse unless we balance this out. Remember the saying? What was that saying? You'll own nothing and you'll like it? Well, because we're getting out of Lucifer. We're getting out of the materialism. You hang on to your house. You hang on to your assets. Do not let them take them from you. Because once you don't have this, this gets stronger. Okay? Anyways, so that is my lesson on the Antichrist. I just did another lesson. If you guys are enjoying these, one of the things I on my beginning board is I want to teach more. I have a lot of this esoteric knowledge, and it would be an absolute shame if I left the earth without leaving some of it behind. So if you're enjoying this, please give it a like. Please let me know if you want to hear more of this. And if you don't enjoy it, say, nah, you know what? Get back to tarot and cold cases. I prefer that. And you know what? You can like both at the same time. I'm not going to just consistently do this. I'm still going to continue to mix it up. But when I think there's a really cool lesson here that people may want to learn, I will, I don't mind doing a short course on it. All right? Well, thank you very much for watching. Please take good care of yourself. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.